capacity. Can you talk about recruiting and some of the ancillary things over and above analytics or metrics that you are looking for in a potential student athlete now at Long Beach?
Yeah, I mean, number one is part of creating the culture that you're trying to create is you got to have values and you got to have core values, or you got to have a code, right? You've raised a family, so you have a code that your family lives by, and I think that's part of it. And we have a code that the Long Beach State Dirtbag baseball program is going to operate by. And bottom line is, if you don't fit into that code, then this isn't the right place for you, and that's okay. That's good, but those are some of the things. That's just one thing that we're trying to do. I think obviously culture is driven through recruiting. I really do, and I think, like you said, the metrics are great, and the 95, the radar gun is awesome. But I think it's how I learned to recruit, just from a physical standpoint, was from not going out with the radar gun so much. I try as much now not to use the radar gun as much as I I like to do it sometimes, but I try not to. And why? Why? Because I'm trying to look for what the game's telling me. I'm trying to look for the delivery, because the delivery tells you quite a bit of things. The arm slot tells you what the pitcher can and can't do, what he'll have trouble with. The hitter will also tell you what the pitcher, if there's deception, if there's swing and miss, if there's the new term ride or whatever to the fastball. Those are different things that I think you can put a number on them, but I also think if you can evaluate from a lens of not using a number, I think you're going to have more concrete things. Now, going the other side, right, is reestablishing, I think, culture, right? Action is visible. I think that's a big deal. Action's visible, right? So what's it look like? What's it feel like? What's it sounds like? And so from all those things, now you're diving into a team first. Does this guy want to be at Long Beach State? That's a big deal. Does he want to be here? Does he want to? Why does he want to be here? That's another one. Why do you want to be here? What do you know about Long Beach State? Right? What do you know about the history? Not just come in and tell me your stats, because that I can see the stats and I can see the swing and I can see certain things. But are you the first? It's just like with my own son. I was at practice yesterday, football practice. I was most proud of him yesterday because he was the first one on the field, first one off. Like, those things still hold value, because what I do think that shows is you're being really good at what you can control. And as we know, this game will eat you alive if you are hanging on to the result part of this game. It will eat you alive. And so you need to be able to be really good at what you can control. And your response is the most important thing you can do with life. How you respond to good news, how you respond to bad news, how you respond to success, right? We all know that's not easy as well. But how you choose to do those things, those are things that we're looking for. And I think I can give you on the recruiting side, I call it the 6 C's, what we talk about quite a bit. What we're looking for from a team aspect on recruiting is connection, right? Connection's number one, right? How are you connected to your teammates? How are you connected to your coaches? How are you connected to the game, right? That's number one. That's something that I feel like you can see, right? Number two is character, right? What's your character like when you're doing good? What's it like when you're doing bad? We're in this mode now where people run down to first base and they don't touch the bag. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand that. Right. So the other part's consistency. The other part's communication. How well do you communicate with your teammates? How well do you communicate with, if you're a shortstop, are you communicating with the left side? Are you communicating with the second baseman? What I don't love is we all have gone to these wristwatches or these things in your ears, and you're not doing open mouth, closed mouth anymore on every single pitch. You're not paying attention to that stuff anymore. So therefore, what you're seeing, and I see it all the time, is guys aren't at the bag on time. Guys don't know when to be at the bag. Competence is a big deal, right? The ability to be successful and efficient, right? That is something that is so overlooked, because we just always want the best player. And I get it from a physical tool standpoint, but are you competent? Can you retain the information and then apply it? And then the last one, I think here, and this is going to sound crazy, but the last one's courage. And why do I look for the courage thing? Because I think the best players and the best people at their jobs aren't afraid to fail. We all went on a limb at some way, shape, or form, and we can't be afraid to fail. And that's the one thing that I feel like in this industry right now in life, in general is we're tiptoeing. We're halfway in, we're halfway out. We're afraid to plant the flag and stand up for what we believe in certain aspects. We're afraid to say, no, this is how I play. This is what I do. And I think the other part of courage is I like people with scars because it shows you courage. It shows you've been through some things. So everybody's scars look a little different. So that's what we're trying to look for. To be honest, we call them the 6 C's, and that's something that we evaluate every single day.